So the last skill in this section is finding the slope of the line given 2 points. And that's super easy to do. There's a formula that you might remember from some algebra class that says the equation to find a slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And these aren't exponents, they're subscripted numbers. I might read this as m, our slope, equals y coordinate of the second point minus y coordinate of the first point. The sub 2 and the subscripted 1 means second point and first point. So slope m equals the y coordinate of the second point minus the y coordinate of the first point divided by the x coordinate of the second point minus the x coordinate of the first point. So how do we find the slope of the line that if you're given 2 points? Well, I need to identify what the first point is and identify the x1 and the y1. The x coordinate of the first point is x1. The y coordinate of the first point is y1. I'm going to identify x2 and y2. The x coordinate of the second point is y2. The y coordinate of the second point is y2. And then I plug the numbers into the formula. So for instance, if I wanted to find the slope of the line that passes through the point 5, negative 2, that's the point that I wrote first. So if I'm finding the slope of the line that passes through 2 points, I need to call one of the points first point, another one of the points second point, and then I'm going to use the formula slope equals a fraction. In the numerator, I go y coordinate of the second point minus y coordinate of the first point. So in this case, y equal to 1 minus y equal to negative 2 in the numerator of my fraction for the slope. And then denominator, x coordinate of the second point minus x coordinate of the first point. And yeah, don't have my calculator handy. Let me just do this. This is going to be 1 plus 2 over negative 6 plus negative 5. That's going to be 3 over negative 11. And I don't like the negative in the denominator, so I'll either move it up to the numerator or write it out to the left of the fraction. But the slope is negative 3/11. Let me just show you that it doesn't matter which point you call the first point and which point you call the second point. If I would have done this, if I would have said first point is negative 6, 1, and second point is 5, negative 2. So if you just didn't like, what I did and you flip-flop the points, you can still find the slope. Slope m is y coordinate of the point I call the second point, in this case negative 2, minus y coordinate of the point I call the first point, 1, that in the numerator of a fraction, divided by x coordinate of the point I call the second point, which is 5, minus x coordinate of the point I call the second point, negative 6. Usually, if you have a double negative, you sneak that negative number in a parentheses. I didn't here, but I did down here. Now, let me clean this up. The numerator is negative 2 plus negative 1. The denominator is 5 plus 6. In the numerator, both the numbers are negative, so I'll add them and keep them negative and get negative 3. In the denominator, 5 plus 6 is 11. So it doesn't matter the order that you pick the points. It doesn't matter which point you call first point, which point you call second point, as long as you do y coordinate of the point you call second point minus y coordinate of the point you call first point in the numerator of your fraction, and be consistent, do x coordinate of the second point minus x coordinate of the first point in the denominator, your slope's going to match the answer regardless. So let's just do the last few problems and call this video done. So it should be shortish. 27 through 34 is going to end this video, and it just asks me to find the slope of the line that passes through 2 points. I'm going to use m to represent slope, and I told you which I want for first and second point, so I'm just going to use that and not fight it. So find the slope of a line that passes through 2 points. It's a formula. I do a fraction, and in the numerator of the fraction, it's y coordinate of the second point minus y coordinate of the first point, in this case negative 5 minus 4. And then in the denominator, x coordinate of the second point minus x coordinate of the first point. I can do these in my head. I should have my calculator handy, but it's on my kitchen table because I'm writing solutions with my iPad there. So the 2 points that are given in this problem 28, the slope of the line that connects to those 2 points is negative 3/2. Do the same for problem 30. Find the slope of the line that connects the 2 points. I'm going to form a fraction. In the numerator of the fraction, I'm going to take the y coordinate of the second point minus the y coordinate of the first point. In this case, it's going to be 8 minus negative 4. In the denominator of the fraction, x coordinate of the second point minus x coordinate of the first point. That's going to be 2 minus negative 3. I'm going to make both of the double negatives positive, so I'm going to rewrite the numerator as 8 plus 4. I'm going to rewrite the denominator as 2 plus 3. That's going to give me 12 over 5. The answer to problem 30, the slope of the line that connects those 2 points, is 12 over 5. And then we get the trick questions coming up in 31, 32, 33, and 34. In 32, if I went to find the slope, form my fraction, in the numerator, y coordinate of the second point minus y coordinate of the first point. In the denominator, x coordinate of the second point minus x coordinate of the first point. So I get 2 minus 2 over 4 minus negative 3. My numerator is going to come out to be 0. My denominator is going to come out to be 7 because I can write that 4 minus negative 3 as 4 plus 3. Fractions with 0 can be tricky. Fractions with 0 in the numerator are equal to 0. Fractions with 0 in the denominator are undefined. These 2 points both have the same y's, which means the equation of the line that goes through those 2 points is going to be y equal to 2. It's going to be a horizontal line. The slope is 0. I don't need to be that clever, but here the slope is going to be 0. Last one, and we'll be done with this part of the video. In question 34, find the slope of the line that goes through the first point, negative 3, 0, and the second point, negative 3, 5. Slope is fraction in the numerator, y coordinate of the second point minus y coordinate of the first point. In the denominator, x coordinate of the second point minus x coordinate of the first point. Numerator, 5 minus 0 comes out to be 5. The denominator, I have a double negative that I'm going to make positive, so I'm going to make the denominator negative 3 plus 3. The denominator is going to simplify to 0, and fractions with 0 in the denominator are undefined. So the answer to question 34, the slope of the line that goes through the 2 points, negative 3, 0, and negative 3, 5, is undefined. Turns out that I know what the equation of this line is because each of the points have the same x. The equation of the line would be x equal -3 because lines that have undefined slopes are vertical lines that have x's but not y's. So let me stop this and we'll march on to 3.2b, which is going to be shorter. I think it's a one-parter.